Never settle. And I'm saying this in every aspect of life. Never settle. Relationships, your mood, your happiness, what you do, the way you live your life, who's in your life, never settle. So like I was just sitting here realizing there's so many people that like are only in relationships because they can't be alone, right? Like I spend most of my time alone and I'm able to do this because I've worked on my own mental health. I've worked on myself. So because I've worked on myself, like I was able to be with myself, right? And I didn't need to get in a relationship just to not be alone or whatever. And I just know there's so many people out there that are only in relationships because they don't want to be alone, right? There's so many people that pick and settle instead of going for what is really meant for them. There is something out there that is great, that is meant for you, right? Whether it's a person, place, thing, whatever, whether it's something you do, your job, your career, your way of life, there's something that is so beautiful and so magical, and it's meant for you. But so many people will settle for the thing that's easiest to get for them instead of going for the thing that was truly meant for them. The thing that's truly meant for you is not going to be easy to get, though. And there's going to be a lot of obstacles in the way. There's going to be a lot of temptations in the way. And when it comes to a person, right, if it's the person you were meant to be with or whatever, there's going to be a lot of temptations in the way, meaning like there's going to be a lot of options that are easier. But those easy options might be easy, but this is why, like, people, there is no, like, when it comes to the world, people say that love is like in the movies, right? Love in the movies is not like love in the real world. That's bullshit. It is. It's just so many people settle instead of going for what was truly meant for them. So when you're with someone who truly wasn't meant for you, you can make it work. Anyone can make it work. A male and a female can make it work. But like, you won't have to make it work, quote unquote, with the person that was meant for you. You guys just work, right? There's like, it's that saying where it's like you can if you gotta try to force the connection, then there is no connection, right? A connection will be automatically there, whether, no matter what type shit. A connection is a connection. You don't have to force it. Just like what you're supposed to do, you don't have to force it. What you were meant to do, you don't have to force. Because like, I've been making music since I was 11. It's what comes natural to me. It's what comes easiest to me. It's what I love to do, but it's what I've always done. Same thing with this, making videos, philosophizing, right? It's not what I've always done, but it is what comes easy to me now. It's what I love to do. I love to think, philosophize, and free flow things off the top of my head and just do this thing. But there's what was meant for me, I could feel. I could feel this whole time that it was meant for me. I could feel this whole time that it was like supposed to be the music. Dog over there. But I could feel this whole time that what was meant for me was the music. What was meant for me was to do what I'm doing, to start my online business. And yeah, it was even meant for me to fail, right? Because when I started my online business, it failed. But that was meant to be because I learned a lot from that failure. But I could feel, right? The reason why I know it's meant to be is because it's not easy to get and it didn't work out the first time. So it's meant to be. And it meant other people wouldn't be like, well, that means it's not meant to be if it didn't work. But I can feel that it's meant to be. It's just not right now. So I had to learn from the failure and continue trying. But it's still meant to be. There's these things in life as you, I don't know, reach these spots in your life. Like for me, it was the first time I tried making music when I was 11. I knew that was it. That was the thing. That's just, I don't know. There was nothing else in the world that has ever given me a feeling like that. Like, making music gives me a better feeling than any drug I've ever done. So like, that's like, I knew that was it. But then there's basically that same thing that happened with me with music. I'm following that same thing with everything else in my life because if that's how it was with music, then that's how it will most likely be with everything else. That it's like what is meant to be. I'll feel it, but it's not going to be easy. I'm still not professionally doing this music shit, right? It's not like I'm not making a living from this shit yet, but I'm on the goal. I'm on the journey to do this shit. And just like, I'm single. So like, I'm not with the girl I was meant to be with. I might know her though. I might not, who knows, but I might actually know the girl already. It's just like you might actually know the girl you're supposed to be with. You might actually know the things that you're supposed to do. There's so many people that, like, they be sitting there thinking, like, I don't know what I want to do in my life. What am I supposed to do? I can't figure out what I was supposed to do. But if they truly analyzed what they do and how they think and how they spent their childhood and life or whatever, you already know what you're supposed to do because you've probably already done it. It's just you think that that's not it or something. Like, fuck, that's a big deer. But whatever. But I'm just trying to say this because, like, I think that so many people just need to trust in themselves or, like, feel themselves. Feel your life, feel around, right? Because, like, instead of going for what's easy, figure out what you would be willing to try and fail at, right? Because let me tell you, if it's a girl you're looking for or trying to go for, then like if she's not the type of girl that you are into, you won't even put the effort in, right? So if it's like, if you're looking for what you were meant to do with your life, right? Try to figure out what are you willing to try and fail at. What are you willing to try so much? Like, because I just started DJing in January, but I'm already extremely good at it because I've been practicing for 6 months straight, like basically almost every single day. But I've been making music since I was 11, so like it's all connected to me making my music and doing my thing. But DJing was a lot harder than I thought it was going to be. But it's what I want to do. It's what I was meant to do because it's part of the music thing. But it's like these weird ideas of what we're meant to do mixes with what we want to do, mixes with what we're good at, mixes with what we like, and what makes us feel good, right? Because the magical way to look at it is what were we meant to do? What were we born to do? But the reality is what makes you feel good? Reality is who makes you feel good? Reality is who, like, if it's a person, who are you connected to? Who do you have these magical connections with, right? If it's a thing, what do you feel connected to, right? Because I felt connected to Mother Nature. I mean, I've felt connected to Mother Nature since I was born, but like ever since I started doing psychedelics and went down this whole spiritual journey, that's why I knew it was what I was meant to do. Because it felt the same feeling I got when I started making music. It was the same feeling I got when I first got into psychedelics and using them spiritually. It was the same feeling I got like when I first started my online business. And even though it failed, I knew that was it. Because do you understand I've made over 1,000 songs? I've made over 1,000 songs, bro. But like, and I've made over 500 beats. But yeah, I've only released about 14 beats. Alright? Because most of those beats were garbage. Just me getting practice in and getting better. But like, I don't know, instead of looking for the thing you want to do, like instead of looking like, oh, what do I want to do with my life? Figure out what have you been doing with your life? Like, did you write any stories when you were a kid? Did you sell lemonade as a kid? Did you, do you think differently than most people? Did you, like, pay attention to football games or something? Or did you, like, the little things, like, there's something that you're not paying attention to in your own life and in the way you live your life and what you do. And, like, if it's a relationship, my advice is never look for love, because if you're looking for it, it might, like, you might run into the issue of it being what was not meant for you and just going for what was easiest for you to get. Because, like, the easiest thing, 99% of the time, the easiest thing is not the thing. But there is a 1% chance that maybe that easy thing is the thing for you. But it's just about being observant, being self-aware. I mean, extremely self-aware, to the point where like you're aware of, if it's a that girl you like, or if it's a whatever, is be very self-aware of how that person makes you feel. Not the lust, not the butterfly, not the fucking whatever, but like be just really aware and of your connections, of the way people are, how connected you are to people, how connected you are to things. I was so connected to music and spirituality and psychedelics that like this is my life, like. So now I'm just working on the whole Mark Dreams brand and building the music and getting everything right so I can relaunch my business and getting ready to keep trying this thing until it fucking works. With no loss of enthusiasm whatsoever. I could fail 10,000 more times and I'm still gonna continue. So like, yeah. So, what I'm trying to say is that you will not lose interest in the person that was meant for you. You will not lose interest in the things that were meant for you. I might have stopped making music from time I was like 20 years old until I was like 24. I took a 4-year break from music so I can reevaluate my own mind and re-put together my own consciousness and my spiritual journey and that whole thing. But like that, I could feel that it was time. You gotta be more aware of you and feel when it's time to do things, when it's not time to do things, when it's time to try something new, or when it's time to continue doing what you've been doing, when it's time to practice, and when it's time to perform, right? So figure out what was meant for you. Just go for it.